Hello and welcome to the 2022 Champions Cup, presented by Bushnell. A PDGA Major. We are here at the W.R. Jackson Disc Golf Course in Appling, Georgia.
I'm Jennifer Allen.
And I'm Holly Finley, and we'll be your commentary team for today.
This is our FPO chase card. This is the final round, front nine.
And on this card, we'll have Valerie Mandujano, Team Dynamic Discs.
Kona Panis, Team DD.
Henna Blomroos, Team M.Oliva.
And Maria Oliva, Team M.Oliva.
Here we are, hole 1, par 4, 660 feet. You can go big distance off the tee, or you can do a more conservative shot like the drone is flying and land about here around this stump. If you have the distance, you can punch it all the way into the green and take a shot at a birdie 3. Otherwise, you're going to place your second shot somewhere past this road. Your third shot will be a nice chip into the green, and you can get yourself a par.
Texas, Valerie Mandujano.
I know we are all very excited for much better conditions today. Dry tee pads, no umbrellas. It looks like a great start. I don't know if that's going to turn quite as much as she wants. Sneak it through there. That's pretty close to the edge. That's going to be a tough angle to get all the way up for the second shot.
Cucamonga, California, winner of the 2021 Waco Annual Charity Open, Kona star Panis.
That is not the same line we've seen Kona take in previous days. Today she took the safer, more conservative route, a little lower to the ground. The other day she took the Anheuser.
Finland, two-time qualifier, including winner of the European Championships, Henna Blomroos.
This has good height and good angle, and we want it to punch all the way around. Sometimes they sneak onto that left side. We'll see where exactly she lines up.
Texas, M.Oliva.
Maria is also a big distance thrower. She can throw over 400.
Ooh, lets it go a little early. We really need it to turn more.
Hopefully she can stay out of the woods. She's right on the edge, and that could be sort of pinched off, more of a placement second shot.
Yeah, we want to be on this right side as much as possible. And that's why a lot of people choose the turnover shot off the tee, because the hyzer shot is going to finish left. And this left side's tough. Kona gets out there a little bit further. She'll have a look.
Yeah, nice open look. You can go full send all the way to the green.
Much easier run-ups today without the mud. That was a great approach at the basket. Wow.
Ooh, a couple feet away, Kona Panis. Maria throwing a fairway driver, and she gets a good bit of distance with that standstill.
I'd be happy with that. Yeah, for sure. That's going to set her up for a good par. Yeah.
Henna could swing a hyzer into the green from here.
Yeah, she's enough if she can get it to skip to the left. Awesome shot.
Oh, sorry, Kona, coming in. Excuse me.
So they were out just enough to be able to get it to turn in there.
And Valerie just clipping that edge. Unfortunately, she'll now be throwing 4 from this lie.
Yeah, the first hole jitter sometimes will get you. This is not how she wanted to start, clearly. But at this point, it's just get it as close to the basket as possible. It's going to make her do a little bit of work.
Yeah, 40-foot putt still.
It's hard to shake it when you have a couple of bad throws in a row. Maria lets that one go early as well.
She's in the circle, but it's a meaty first putt. Mandujano. Let's go. What a bogey save. You better run that back. Hole 1, run back. Even though she made a couple of mistakes along the way, in your mind, it sort of washes all that away when you mash that big putt.
Yeah, a miss there would have really been hard to shake for hole 2.
And Maria, her putt is usually a little flatter and a little harder. I felt like that was slightly timid or possibly slowed down on purpose. Either way, the first hole got to her, but not Kona Panis. She'll tap in a birdie, as will Henna. Henna again showing us how great she is with the accuracy on her upshots. I was impressed with Kona, and then Henna's like, "Oop, nope, I'm 1 foot away."
Got to imagine just laying up for a smart par with the C-News.
I think he's going to give it a cheeky run.
Wow, if he throws this in.
Oh! Are you kidding me? Wow. Unbelievable from Nico LaCastro. OTP nominated. Wow. Look at the lift, Sexton.
No way.
Only on the Disc Golf Network.
Too short there for Bradley.
Live Disc Golf. Guys, I'm telling you, that's where it's at.
Okay, hole number 2. This is a par 3, 390 feet. We want to get as straight as possible at that grouping of trees you see in front of you. Then we need the disc to curve to the left over this little creek. Anywhere past the creek is a good long bid at birdie or an easy par. If you have the distance, you can sneak it in there and get a 2 on this hole.
Jennifer mentioned in the previous round, it's more important to go straight back towards the background than it is to hyzer too early. Kona pushing that back wall, but
yeah, that's it. That's going to be a good putt for 2.
That's an option at it.
The other easy mistake that we see is they don't put any turn at all or just kind of pull it a little too hard, let it go late, and go to the right here. Henna has a good line at it. Let's see if she gets a skip. That as well will be a long bid at birdie.
Yeah, also, as you mentioned in the previous round, lining up on the tee pad, very important. Valerie executing a perfect shot. Will she make it over the ditch? And that she does, sneaking into the circle. Wow, 3 shots putting at birdie.
You need to turn quick. That's a pretty clean 4 drives off this tee. I think the previous rounds we at least had 1 or 2 that kind of found some rough sides there.
Maria for birdie? Ooh. I love playing with Maria because she goes for everything inside about 75. Kona Panis for birdie.
Good height, just a little short. It's always nice to hit a first circle 2 putt of the day. Oh,
Henna's birdie putt falling just a little short and left as well. Let's see if Valerie can capture one for the crew.
all good bids, and they're going to be okay if they can just tap in these pars.
And we only saw 3 birdies on the day here. Natalie Ryan, Stacy Ronsley, and my friend here in the booth, Jennifer Allen.
Finally got one to skip all the way up there. This entire course really requires clean off the tee as well as a good solid approach and putt. And so every round, you know, each hole can be easy one day and hard the next.
That's one thing I love about playing 4 rounds at the same place. Valerie tapping in her par, you get the redemption. So many more chances at coming back and doing better, improving upon what you did the day before.
Learning from mistakes. Mm-hmm. All these women cleaned up their pars. We're moving on to hole number 3.
Here we are on hole 3. It's a par 4 at 594 feet. 2 ways you can play this off the tee. Placement to the mouth here, or a giant turnover to bite off as much distance as you can. Depending on the positioning of your drive, you can then do another placement to the top of the ridge, or go for a more distant shot and sort of hyzer skip into the green. This is a birdieable hole for our division, and seeing that this is the chase card, I'm expecting to see some birdies here today.
That is a good fade over there to the right side. Looks like it's going to land right in the middle opening area.
Yeah, Kona not opting for distance. She's going for placement. Henna, on the other hand, punching a Roadrunner and hyzer, hitting the gap and just getting a little bit more off the tee. That'll make her second shot so much easier.
Yeah, the distance to this corner isn't much, but getting it to stay right there in that small landing zone has been very difficult this week.
What a beautifully shaped shot from Valerie Mandujano, landing in prime position. Maria throwing her fairway driver. Is it going to stay in the fairway? It does not need to go left. That is, I mean, it looks open, but it could be trouble.
Yeah, you just have to be right at the right spot. That halo just had a little bit too much stability for it.
Kona's looking for this hyzer ground play flare, and she gets caught up. But this is a par 4, so she could still scramble from there. Maria picking a gap.
She gets most of the way. That's going to give a look.
She does. Can see the basket from there.
Strong power grip from Valerie. That looks like great angle.
Yeah, she snuck it
now
under
we need
the
to
limbs.
slow down. A little long.
And that'll be also a long look at birdie. Henna about to show us her standstill prowess here. Oh, and clips the tree.
I think sometimes we let our guard down when we're actually on the open part of the fairway, but there are trees everywhere, not just off in the rough.
Kona's third shot, a little flex forehand into the green.
So Maria's about pin high, but still has to just punch it through this little bit of rough. That was hard. Her hand release was
I saw her hit her wrist on that pencil tree.
Yeah. And you can tell yourself in your mind all day long that it's not going to hurt, but it's still hard to put the power you need on it.
Oh, Maria has such a great putt. Missed that one.
Valerie, I think, laying up that one, just ready to move on.
Yep. Kona for par. Solid putt.
I don't think a par on this hole is really losing anything to the field. There's just going to be a few birdies, I feel like.
Maria taps in a bogey, and Valerie tapping in her par. Yeah, there were only 4 birdies today on this hole.
I think last round, you're ready to attack everything, and sometimes that can lead to trouble.
Being a PDGA member gives you access to not just play the sport, but to engage and compete with your local community. An active PDGA membership gives you access to over 6,500 sanctioned events around the world. From local leagues and tournaments, all the way up through the majors, everyone has the opportunity to play. These are an amazing way to get engaged with your local disc community. Get started on your disc golf journey today. Visit pdga.com/join.
Okay, hole number 4, this is a par 3, 327 feet. You have to hit the gap. Off the fairway here really makes getting a par difficult. It's really just a straight shot that finishes softly to the left. Anywhere around these trees can sometimes get enough ground play to sneak up there for a putt at 2. Deep breath from Kona. We have to shake all the nerves for this tee. This is a pretty small gap to hit. You can't force the turn. She lets it go a little low, but I think this is going to skip into the fairway okay. At least maybe get a look.
She made it most of the way down there, so it's a bonus just to make it through the tunnel.
Yeah, the rough on this hole really isn't the big trees like on some of the other holes. This is a lot of little stuff, so sometimes you can get around it, sometimes you can't. Henna gets out and around all of it.
Yeah, she gets a mid-range into the circle. Valerie throwing a fairway driver. She does get a lucky kick back into the path. That's very fortunate.
Yeah, when the release is off, if you can get that kick, you can kind of exhale.
That was a little too tight on the inside for Maria. She might be caught up in the forest. See if Valerie can skip one around the corner.
Kind of surprised for the run up there. This is not going to be too long. So she put a lot of power. That tree saved her, put her about pin high. Yes. Because she had a lot of heat on that. This is really not that long from where she was, maybe 200 feet.
I find myself I'm more accurate with a little step up. But as you mentioned, it does add some momentum, so it's easy to punch it a little further than you desired.
Maria showing us the stacked grip. Oh. That does not get through. It is rough over there.
I mean, she was barely off the fairway and she had to go to a roller. And look at Kona, her as well.
I got over there as well. I think I went sky high, tried to tomahawk one. I've made this green every time, so this hole was easy for me. But today it showed me just where they are. I ended up with a double bogey. It is rough over there.
Yeah, name of the game, don't get off the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
Kona just laying one up near the pole.
And that's smart. This has a downhill slope. This one can kind of sneak away from you if you get a little aggressive with that putt.
This will be Mandujano for par. Oh, gets a taste of the chains. Her putt just seems a little softer than I'm used to today.
I feel like we've seen several of Henna's downhill putts over the last couple of days a little low. I think she expects them to stay up and they're dropping for her. So again, hole number 4 shows us if you get off the fairway, saving par is hard to do.
Yeah, the field played this hole a little bit better today than previous days. We actually had 9 birdies today. Here we are on hole 5, a par 3 at 363 feet. This is our Bushnell prize hole, and if you get the CTP, you win a grill with all the bells and whistles. So what you want to do off the tee is punch it as far and straight as you can and try to get a birdie look. It is a very difficult tee shot, similar to the one before, but even longer.
Yeah, thank you Rec Tech for supplying these amazing grills. Henna's used to hitting tight gaps over in Finland. They do have several courses that have this kind of look and feel, so that doesn't intimidate her too much, and she gets it all the way down there pin high.
It's just an everyday shot for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks a little left. It's a fortunate kick, though. She's more in the path than in the woods.
Yeah, typically that left side kind of sucks you deeper into the trees. The right side is a little bit nicer, just like Valerie shows us there. That right side, you can somehow find a little gap and sneak all the way up.
Mandujano will be putting for birdie.
Maria stares it down and hits it perfectly.
Wow, Maria.
Going long.
I told y'all that Maria threw over 400 feet. She threw long on a 360-foot tunnel wooded hole.
Yeah, that's threading the needle.
This will be Kona's second shot. She's looking to scramble and get into the green, have a drop-in putt for par.
Ooh. Tries to force it. She had a lot of power on that, and that sometimes makes you pull it, but it had the stability to work back, so that's going to turn out okay.
What a great shot. Doing that patent pending stance is not easy.
Yeah, I think she was a little nervous when she let it go, that wasn't the line she wanted.
Oh!
Sit down.
And Henna floats one up into the air.
Gets an unfortunate wobble.
Still only about 12 or 15 feet away. This is M.Oliva for bird. And she sails it to the right of the basket. Come back for par. There it is.
Good job. There's not too many holes that you're putting for an actual 2, so I think she really wanted that one after such a great drive.
I know the feeling. Henna to save her par.
It's a good par save. I think you always have that feeling, if I hit the basket and almost make it, I should have a tap in. So sometimes you have to kind of shake those bad rolls. Solid putt.
Yeah, a great scramble from Kona Panis. She hit early. She did the patent pending flex up shot and got herself a short putt. Mandujano for birdie.
That was an incredible drive.
Count it. And with that, there were only 3 birdies of the day on this hole. Valerie, Kat Murch, and Deanne Carey. And the winner of the Rec Tech Grill this week, Natalie Ryan.
Okay, hole number 6, par 3, 366 feet. This has a sharp elevation, which plays more like 400 feet. After hitting this tight gap straight in front of us, we need the disc to make a pretty strong move over to the left. It's guarded by all this little outsiding row of trees. If you can get some ground play and sneak it up, you have a look at 2.
There is is a left and right gap off the tee, but everyone has opted for the right gap all week, as does Valerie. She misses the line, but she does end up on the path, the fairway, so that'll be good.
Hannah has her destroyer, so she's going for the 2. So we need a hit. Oh,
it's a little
she got
low.
it. If she can get a good skip, there's a lot of tree roots, stumps in the way. So sometimes you get a favorable kick, sometimes you don't.
Looks like Hannah will have about a 90-foot look at it.
That had good height.
It did.
So if you release it out straight, let the disc do the work. That's just outside circle 2.
About 75 feet for Kona Panis.
A little early.
Oh, that was a little inside.
You know, that might have been easier if it would have snuck over there to the left side fairway.
Beautiful upshot from M.Oliva.
Wow. That was perfect.
Incredible. She'll have a drop-in par. And if you do not make it halfway up the fairway, this can be a really difficult par save. So Mandujano chips up, and she's just a couple of feet away.
Little soft forehand. Just everyone laying it up. We've said it all week. Pars are okay. Sometimes when we get aggressive, it leads us to trouble. So I think these women are just fine taking their 3s.
And this playing as the most difficult hole of the day. There were 0 birdies here on the final day. I did see one female get all the way into the circle during day 1. That was Ella Hansen. Although she didn't make the putt, it was really cool to see someone get all the way up there. Here we are on hole 7. I absolutely love this hole. Par 4, 624 feet. You need a perfect position drive off the tee. You can go high hyzer chip, but you want to land right about here. And then your second shot is going to be another hyzer into the green. It's a very tight tunnel when you do your approach, and if you get caught up in the middle section of trees, or really any section of trees, it's going to be a scramble game. It's also easy off of the tee to short your shot and end up on the left in the trees, or push too long and be deep in the forest.
Yeah, you really have to push to that back wall and let the disc drop down into that landing zone. If you force that hyzer or put too much angle, you're going to skip over into the left and it probably won't have a good look.
Valerie Mandujano in perfect position. Let's see if Hannah
Looks
can end
good.
up in the landing zone as well.
Yeah, she pushes that back wall and that's going to be perfect.
That's prime position to attack for a birdie. Kona pushing hers a little deeper than the others. And it goes around that backside gap, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so the higher release is going to help them try to hit that landing zone a little bit better. You saw Kona's was a little lower, so it gave her more distance, and sometimes that will push you a little too deep.
So Maria having to pick a gap.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think she might have been trying to go for the flex. I'm not sure. But now it's time to get it into the green and try to save par. And that's a long look at it.
Yeah, that was a good line. There's just sometimes you don't even see those trees. You end up hitting deep.
This will be Valerie's second shot. She's looking to get that hyzer all the way into the green and have a putt for birdie. That's too flat and too long. It did not have the right angle.
Maybe a little more stable disc would have cut in there a little quicker.
Kona not in a position to attack, so now she's going for a placement shot.
And that was very smart of her.
Yes,
because that's going to get her an upshot about where the other women were.
You can see the green tape back there at the top of the hill. That's VIP spectator area.
Needs a good turn, and that's going to be a putt for birdie. Get up there.
Yes, Henna's on the dance floor. That's what we're looking for.
A little bit of a death putt, but...
This is Kona's third shot.
She has a good hole over here for this forehand if she hits it, and she does.
That was perfect. Perfect. She'll be putting for par.
I like that height that lets it kind of drop back right at the basket.
M.Oliva for birdie. And you know that she is going for that. I love that about her. Henna for birdie.
Did not commit to that. And I think the death, when you're staring at that downhill, and this is one of the holes that we've seen some pretty bad, nasty rollaways.
Kona misses her par putt.
That's hard to see after a good save.
This is Henna for her par. Just a shorty. It was...
She's only done that once or twice this week. Struggled with it a little bit more in Vegas and Waco, but she had really started to shake it.
You better
That's
sit down.
So hard to
you
see.
better sit down.
A lot of people didn't realize Henna and Evelina hadn't even played for 2 months when they got here in Vegas, and their last tournament was over 6 months ago. So getting back in the game of playing consistently can take just a little bit.
Panis for bogey. Gets that one to fall in. Henna now putting for double bogey after putting for bird. We hate to see it. We've all done it. She taps that one in.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Maria also getting a bogey, which is unfortunate because everyone had really decent drives. It just goes to show the approach is very important on this hole and very difficult.
Yeah, you can never let your guard down on W.R. Jackson. Hole number 8, this is a par 5, 645 feet. Getting distance off the tee is not important. What is important is hitting the fairway, which is very small. That's a good landing zone to try to pick a left or right side and approach maybe one more upshot to this area, and then a soft layup at the basket will actually be a putt for birdie. This is a par 5, so we have a little wiggle room for one bad shot or several short shots to still putt for birdie.
We've seen various attacking options off the tee, the backhand turnover, the sidearm, and if you do not get your backhand to commit to the angle all the way to the finish, like Valerie's did, you can hyzer out or go too straight and end up in an unfavorable position.
Or get a kick to another fairway. I don't know who did that.
What?
No names.
Never heard of it. That's a little low and a little left.
Yeah, she put a little bit of too much juice on it. If we just don't get aggressive here, I think
this is very aggressive.
Most drives are gonna end up better. I opted today literally for just tossing my putter down the hill, and it was the best I've ever played the hole. So, you step up and you see 645 feet, and you think you got to bite off a big chunk of that. This course was designed, John Houck, to trick us, into being aggressive. And if you just stay calm and play the course like it was designed, birdies actually do come fairly easy.
And this is the same shot we saw Henna do a previous days with the turnover off the tee with that mid. Now Kona with her second shot, just looking for a positioning chip shot around the corner.
high forehand angle is a good release. That's going to set her up, and that mistake may not cost her off the tee.
Now, the thing about this hole is if you get a really great drive off the tee and you have about 375 feet, you can get an eagle here. But I feel at this point, none of these ladies have been in position to attack for an eagle. Maria chips up. She's in the fairway.
It was a perfect chip. It just got a really low kick, and she wasn't going high and aggressive. She was just trying to toss it out there.
But from that area, Maria could throw it all the way to the green and even get a birdie. She does have the distance for that.
So Valerie has a good hole there if she doesn't get too punchy with it, and that's going to be okay.
Yeah, doing a little course maintenance along the way, trimming the limbs. Kona's third shot.
I like this side. It opens up, and the angle of the slope of this basket, if you play high, it will kind of slide you up to the basket.
And that needed to be a little bit further outside to hyzer back in. A bit of a misfire from Henna.
We've seen her save an incredible shot from here yesterday, so she could be doing the same thing today. Maria gets good ground play.
Yeah, Maria progresses a nice ways up the fairway. She'll have a long look at it.
Beautiful standstill up shot.
My new favorite thing to watch in disc golf.
Valerie has a nice little walk up forehand. Give her a putt.
Oh.
I just had that feeling she was going to make that one.
I thought so too.
That range, I think, is the range she attacks most aggressively.
Henna put a good height on that one, but it was a bit offline.
Soft bid.
She'll be close to the basket.
I don't think she was trying to really lay that up, but it stayed close. And after a couple of misfires on the previous hole, that you want to be close on the next one.
Mandujano captures a birdie here on hole 8.
Kona tapping out for par. As does Henna. So that one little misfire did not cost her.
Join our Patreon crew starting at $3 a month. You can get access to premiere videos, prizes, giveaways every single month, starting at only $3. Patreon.com/AceRunPro. Become an Ace Runner. Here we are on hole 9, par 4, 510 feet. There's 2 gaps off the tee. You have a right lane and a left lane. I feel like the right is more forgiving. It's a little bit more open and gives you an easier shot into the green. You can punch a distance shot as far as you can and land somewhere about right here if it's a primo shot. That'll give you a nice, easy upshot into the green. Now, being that this is a par 4, I feel like you sort of have an extra stroke to work with, but not one that you want to work with. I feel like you need to be getting a 3 here. This is not a difficult hole. It just requires an accurate tee shot and an accurate upshot. And Valerie,
she skips to that left side. That should be okay.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think that's another reason picking the right side is kind of favorable, is because it sometimes will kick you to the left side, versus if you choose the left side, there's not too much room for error. That gets Kona around to the front. Good solid pull from Maria. It should curve her all the way around. It's a great drive.
Ooh, that was perfect. Way up there.
Just because you hit that perfect drive does not mean that next shot is easy, though. This hole is heavily guarded.
Yeah, once you get up there, you've still got to pick a lane to attack the green. Whoa, and Henna says, you thought that was good, check me out. Huh. I love it when people just keep stacking past each other like that. So Valerie with her second shot.
I like how she threw that nice and flat, just let it glide right up there.
She'll have a putt at birdie. Kona Panis mentioning that she has been working a lot on her backhand touch up shots, and we've seen most of her up shots are just forehand chips, so that was a rarity and it looked beautiful.
Yeah, she perfectly executed that. Let's see if Maria can do the same, which she is very good at as well.
These ladies are making this hole look way easier than it actually is. They've executed both drive and upshot. And if you do that, birdies are easy. Everyone with almost a drop-in birdie. Valerie captures her. Is this going to be a star frame? I don't know. We'll see. Still work to be done. I don't like to count it before it's over. Woo! Sneaks one over the edge. And these are drop-ins. These don't even require putting. She's not even going to take her bag off. Woo, that was brave. I'm curious how many star frames we had out here this week. Wow, star birdie. That is incredible on this hole. It really is. You get a birdie, you get a birdie. It's Oprah. You get a birdie and you get a birdie. What a great way to finish the front nine. Incredible play by this FPO feature card here at the Champions Cup. As we look at our leaderboard, Kristen Tatar hanging on to first, Paige Pierce in second, Sarah Hokum in third, and Owen Scoggins in fourth place. You can see that under par is basically the only way you're going to sniff top 5 at this PDGA Champions Cup. But the party's not over. So please check back on the back nine and we'll see you in a few. I'm Holly Finley.
And I'm Jennifer Allen. Thanks for watching.